I'd like to begin by congratulating the class of 2022 and give a special thank you to the Department of Sociology for this opportunity. My name is Emma Elliott, and I just graduated with a double major in criminal justice and psychology and a minor in peace studies. I'm the former vice president and co-founder of CJSA, and I'm honored to speak to you all on behalf of the Criminal Justice Student Association. Some of you may know CJSA through our panel events on mental health and the justice system, youth incarceration, and reproductive justice in prison, to name a few. What you may not know is that the department has played an instrumental role in the startup of CJSA. From connecting us with industry experts to advising us through an unprecedented time, their support has been invaluable. Camila and I were thinking about a word that would best describe CJSA and our experiences at GW. Harmony felt the most appropriate. When you look up harmony, you'll find it synonymous with unity, friendship, and coordination, which have been guiding principles for CJSA. At the core, CJSA was founded to unite students and create opportunities for students to share their interests in criminal justice outside of the classroom. This wouldn't have been possible without these guiding principles. We've achieved some real milestones, and we've had a lot of fun doing so. I'm looking forward to seeing CJSA grow and expand as we hand off the leadership to the next team. I wish you all the best of luck in your endeavors and hope to cross paths in the near future. Thank you.
Hey everyone! I'm honored to be here today representing my Law and Society minor graduating class. As a first-generation Venezuelan immigrant student, my interests throughout college have changed a lot, mostly due to my desire to not disappoint my family. But due to my various experiences both in the United States and in Venezuela, I've always been passionate about the preservation of human rights and the prevention of constitutional violations. To be fully honest, when I was asked to give this speech, I did not even know where to start. But I think I should start from the beginning. I came to GW as an international affairs major. I thought that I wanted to fix the world through human rights. And that's until I took my GW WIT class, The Oppression of African Americans from the Jackson to Trump administration. In the class, we read Michelle Alexander's The New Jim Crow and discussed the realities of our criminal legal system as well as our class systems. My desire to learn more about the complexities of our systems have led me to meet not only the amazing Professor Fran Butman, but also about the Law and Society minor. It was through this minor that I learned about the systemic injustice that youth, specifically Black youth in our country, face every single day. Young children are being locked up in institutional facilities for committing offenses that could have been easily prevented had we diverted money back into our communities. My education led me to become involved in various programs like the GW Law School Prison and Reentry Clinic, the GW Rethinking DC Youth and Policing, as well as start my own program, the Lemons to Lemonade, that looks to help formerly incarcerated youth apply for higher education and employment following their release. To me and many others in this class, this minor has led us to discover our passions and our desires to instill change within our communities. Again, I was not sure where to start with this speech, because as I know, and many others also know, this department and this minor have done so much for its students and our entire class. I just want to say thank you so much to all of the amazing professors whose office hours I attended, as well as other students on a weekly basis, as well as for answering my 30,000 questions during class, which I know all the time were a lot. Your knowledge and passion to create a better community were not only unmatched, but also enthralling and catchy. As we step into the world with our knowledge and foundation that this minor has provided for us, I am confident that each and every one of us will create meaningful change in order to transform all of our societies. Let's go get them.
Hello everyone. To begin, I want to thank the Sociology Department for nominating me to be the Criminal Justice Student Speaker for GW's commencement celebrations. I'm really excited to be here delivering these remarks. Throughout my 4 years here at GW, in addition to being a criminal justice major, I've also worked in the undergraduate admissions office as a tour guide. I was selected to join this cohort during my spring semester freshman year, and I've given tours ever since. One of the first things I was told to think about during my training was why I decided to come to GW, and more importantly, why I decided to stay once I got here. And while the tour route and the tour information has changed a bit during my time as a tour guide, my why GW has stayed the same ever since my first tour as a freshman, and it goes something like this. Ever since I was 10 years old, I've had a dream to work in the FBI. It is all I've ever wanted to do, and in reality, it's all I want to do for the rest of my life as a career, although my interests have since expanded to include all aspects of federal law enforcement. whether it's the FBI, the State Department, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, or the Department of Homeland Security. They are all up my alley. When it came time to decide where I wanted to go to school, I also knew I wanted to be in a city. Washington, D.C. seemed to be the best place to be because it's where all these agencies are headquartered and it's a truly incredible city to live in. So I came to GW for the first time on Thursday, April 21st, 2016 at 9:30 in the morning. And by 9:35, I was hooked. There was nowhere else on this planet that I wanted to go to for school. And this was before I found out that GW had a criminal justice program. So I applied ED to GW. I got in, I declared my major in criminal justice, and I've had truly incredible experiences both inside and outside the classroom with my criminal justice major, including my two favorite classes, the criminal justice system, Arrest Through Appeal with Professor Kirshner, and my criminal justice senior seminar with Dr. Buntman, in addition to doing multiple internships in law enforcement, most notably spending 20 weeks with the Department of State, Bureau of Diplomatic Security, doing visa and passport fraud investigations and counterterrorism program management. So that's why I came to GW, and that's why I stayed. And I'm telling you all this today to show you that the reason I'm here graduating from GW is because of this sociology department, and specifically the criminal justice program. The goal of college is to find your people and to find what you're interested in. For me, I already knew what I was interested in. I was lucky. I just needed to find those people who were also interested in it. Unfortunately, a robust and thought-out criminal justice program is pretty rare across the country. But for GW to not only have one, but have an incredible one at that is super special. It just shows what kind of place GW is, a place where truly everyone can pursue what they are passionate about. Without it, I would not be here today. Once again, I want to thank the sociology department for having me. I want to thank every professor in the criminal justice department for building an incredible program. And finally, I want to thank Dr. Buntman for leading a great senior capstone class and having some really thoughtful conversations with me about criminal justice and law enforcement. It was a great way to end my time as a CJ student. Thank you, and raise high.
Greetings and congratulations to professors, family, friends, and fellow graduates of the GW Sociology Department. My name is Sydney, and I'm a recent member of the 2022 undergrad class, and I feel extremely honored and privileged to have the opportunity to provide a few words on behalf of my fellow sociology graduates in the department. I would first like to start off with a huge congrats to my fellow graduates. It's been an absolute privilege to be able to learn and grow with you all over the last 4 years. We've pushed each other and introduced each other to new perspectives through our discussions both in class and out of class. And I can say with confidence that some of the finest and smartest people make up our department's graduating class this year. I would also like to offer a thank you on behalf of myself and the members of our collective community for choosing to care and learn about the world around us. As some of the parents may be familiar with, we don't get into sociology for the money. But as Professor Ken likes to say, sociology is the study of why things don't have to be this way. And as sociologists, the unfortunate reality is that we pay a cost to care about the issues that plague our society. And not all 18-year-olds can say that they made a decision as selfless as that. Our major also required many of us to discover, discuss, and relive many of the inequities and violent hardships associated with our identity as people of color in the United States. This can be really hard and difficult, and I wish those who are choosing to uplift their community through their studies and their degree an extra thanks and luck in your future endeavors. Whatever we choose to pursue after GW, I hope that any leaders or those in power are lucky enough to have people like you at their side, reminding them and guiding them towards productive systems and alternatives for change. I want to take a moment to thank the professors in our department who care so deeply about the issues they're teaching about and have cared so deeply about the well-being of our class. You have facilitated an environment where we're encouraged to learn, discover, and be pushed out of our comfort zones. And some of my favorite experiences in classes led me to the neighborhoods outside of Foggy Bottom and allowed me to develop the knowledge and connection to the people of the city that many of us will live in, work in, and call home. And I like to say that in this major, I learn something new almost every day. And I've truly learned more in the past 4 years than I've learned in my entire life. I would also like to take a moment to thank friends and everyone else's friends for supporting and listening to rants about the new things that we've learned in class. And we're there to truly witness our journey to finding sociology. Thank you to the parents and my parents for supporting our journeys in so many unimaginable ways. Even if you may not fully understand what sociology is, I can at least say that you should find great comfort in knowing that your graduate has truly chosen to pay it forward. Angela Davis frames this really well in one of my favorite quotes of hers, where she says, I tell my students, when you get these jobs that you've been so brilliantly trained for, just remember that your real job is to, if you are free, you need to free somebody else. If you have some power, then your job is to empower somebody else. During our virtual semester, while I attended class from my childhood home in New York, I had this quote written on a whiteboard above my desk, mainly to ground me during a time where I began to lose sight of why I had originally chosen the major and why I entered this line of work. But it is my privilege, as I am sure it is yours, to dedicate our lives to freeing somebody else. And in this sense, the time and money put into my education and my fellow graduates' education does not stop at us. It rather extends to whole communities of people throughout the country and possibly around the world. And many of the effects may not even be tangible and will positively impact people in ways that we may never know. And I encourage you all to keep this in mind, especially when things get tough. So thanks to GW and the Sociology Department, I am a lifelong student, advocate, activist, community member, and leader, and ally to groups that I'm both a part of and those that I've found to be the most vulnerable. I sincerely wish everyone the best of luck beyond GW, and thank you again for learning and growing beside me. The past 4 years have been an invaluable feeling and experience that I'll carry with me for the rest of my career and life. So thank you again to the department, and congratulations to everyone.